Will you guys just up back there?
Oh.
Ah! Gross! Will you stop it? Stop it!
These are times Meg Griffin did something so unhinged, so wildly out of pocket, that even by Family Guy standards, the audience had to stop and ask, what is actually wrong with this girl? Everyone treats Meg like the punching bag of the Griffin family, the one character who only exists to suffer. But paying close attention to what this girl pulls off across 5 seasons tells a completely different story, and the family might actually be right to keep their distance.
Say hello to the lovers!
These are the most suspicious, most genuinely alarming things Meg Griffin has ever done. Let's start the show. Season 1, Episode 3, Chitty Chitty Death Bang. 3 episodes into the entire series, and the writer has already dropped Meg into one of the darkest storylines the show would ever attempt. What happens in this episode sets the tone for everything that follows. Meg can't fit in socially, crying the entire way home from cheerleading practice because nobody at school wants anything to do with her.
S-U-C-K-E-T,
Yay! Sorry, honey.
No invitations, no friends, no connections of any kind. Just total isolation.
I'm telling you, just be the girl you think everyone else wants you to be.
Wow, it's so obvious. Thanks, Daddy.
An excitable girl named Jennifer approaches her one day and invites her to what Meg believes is a party, and Meg accepts without a single follow-up question or moment of hesitation.
Guess what, Mom? Jennifer invited me to a party on Saturday.
This Saturday? Meg, you can't miss Dewey's first birthday.
The problem is that it's not a party at all.
We're gonna have a great time on our trip.
A trip? Like to the beach? Because I didn't bring my bathing suit.
Oh, you won't need anything for where we're going.
Jennifer has recruited Meg into the Heaven's Helpers youth cult, led by a charismatic figure called the Man in White, and the whole thing draws directly from the real-life Heaven's Gate mass suicide of 1997.
Are you a confused adolescent desperately seeking acceptance from an undifferentiated ego mass that demands conformity?
Wow, that sort of sounds more like me.
Every kid at this gathering is about to drink poisoned punch and die together in a planned mass suicide, while Meg sits among them, thrilled that someone finally invited her somewhere.
Dispense the refreshment.
That's how low the bar sits for this girl. Acceptance starved to the point where she wanders into a room full of people about to end their lives, and her only thought is that she finally has friends.
It's just Stewie's birthday, so what if I'm not there? Who's gonna remember?
Your mom will, trust me, she remembers everything.
Peter shows up to bring Meg home, completely oblivious to the situation around him, checks his watch, grabs her, and pulls her out before the punch gets passed around.
Children, the time of ascension has arrived. Oh, for the love of God!
Both of their lives are accidentally saved, but her new friends aren't so lucky.
Somebody's got to with me. Come back, Meg!
What makes this moment land so hard isn't the cult itself. Meg's loneliness runs so deep, her craving to belong hits so desperately that a suicide cult recruited her with nothing more than a friendly smile and an invitation. The show is 3 episodes old and already telling us that Meg's need for acceptance will drag her into genuinely dangerous places, and that pattern never lets up. Season 3, Episode 5. And the wiener is... By this point in the series, Meg's constant bullying at the hands of Connie D'Amico and the popular kids is well established. But this episode marks the first time the Griffin family decides to fight back on her behalf. The way they choose to do it is absolutely unhinged. Meg joins the flag twirler squad, hoping it'll push her up the social ladder.
Oh, look, there's Meg! 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 Meg!
Wanting nothing more than to be noticed and accepted. Connie and the popular kids repay that ambition by pelting her with rancid meat during her very first performance, humiliating her in front of the entire school.
Ah, man, I love how these kids celebrate these days.
An invitation to a party follows shortly after, and Meg's hopes actually climb for a moment, thinking maybe they're warming up to her.
Connie D'Amico even invited me to her Sweet 16. Oh, how wonderful.
That hope lasts about 5 seconds before the setup reveals itself, and they trick her into kissing a pig.
Say hello to the lovers.
Lois watches all of this unfold, and unlike Peter, who usually ignores Meg's problems entirely, decides to take action. The plan she lands on is genuinely shocking. Lois dispatches Glenn Quagmire, the neighborhood's most notorious to go after Connie and the popular teens as payback for bullying Meg.
You're first.
Mom!
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Let that register for a second. A mother's chosen revenge for her daughter getting humiliated at school involves sending Quagmire after the girls. TV Tropes categorizes this one under black comedy, and what hits hardest is that the show frames this as a victory, as mom swooping in to save the day. The real SUS factor here isn't even what Quagmire does with that assignment. Lois dreamed it up, the show treated it as a win, and then everyone moved on like it was just another afternoon in Quahog. Season 4, Episode 4, Don't Make Me Over. This episode proves one thing with absolute clarity, which is that Meg Griffin cannot handle even a tiny taste of attention without losing complete control of herself. A rejection from a guy named Craig Hoffman leaves Meg crushed.
Am I ugly?
Oh, of course not, sweetie.
Yeah, where'd you get a stupid idea like that?
Craig Hoffman.
Well, he's a sharp kid. You might be ugly.
So the family gives her a full makeover.
I got a makeover, Dad. Don't I look great?
Oh, Meg, honey, I always thought you were beautiful just the way
For the first time in her life, Meg is genuinely attractive, and people start noticing her almost immediately.
Hi, Craig.
Now that you're attractive, how about we go out sometime?
Gosh, I'd love to.
Popularity follows, attention pours in, and her ego inflates at a speed the Griffin household has never seen before. The family forms a band and lands a performance on Saturday Night Live, which is where things go completely sideways.
Hey, Meg, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Hey, why don't you come hang out in my dressing room?
While at SNL, Jimmy Fallon seduces Meg, and she loses her virginity to him on live television, broadcast to millions of viewers, without her even realizing the cameras are rolling.
It's Saturday Night Live!
Oh my God.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good opening sketch, was it?
Consider that from her perspective for a moment. Invisible her entire life, mocked and ignored and treated like furniture, Meg receives one makeover and one sliver of fame, and within days, she's on national television in the most humiliating scenario imaginable.
Guess there's only one thing left to do.
The attention felt so good that she stopped thinking entirely and walked straight into it. This episode is the first real glimpse of what happens when Meg gets any kind of power, because she doesn't ease into it or handle it with care. Every ounce of judgment and self-awareness evaporates on contact, and the show punishes her for it in the most public way it possibly can. Season 4, Episode 8. 8 Simple Rules for Buying My Teenage Daughter. This one opens dark and then tunnels deeper with every scene. Peter owes Mort Goldman $34,000 in pharmacy bills.
You owe me $34,000.
What? Oh, man, how am I gonna come up with that kind of money?
Peter, I'm waiting.
With absolutely no way to pay it off. So, he sells Meg, his own daughter, traded to the Goldman family to settle a debt, specifically because Mort's son Neil has been obsessively stalking Meg for months.
Are you out of your mind? You can't sell me, you fat son of a
Whoa!
And Mort figures this arrangement works for everyone. Meg's reaction starts exactly where you'd expect it, with horror at being sold to her stalker's family.
There's no way. Wait, what?
But then something genuinely strange kicks in. Neil starts dating another girl, and Meg, the girl who is just sold into servitude against her will, doesn't feel relieved. She feels jealous.
I can't believe I'm out 34 grand.
I can't believe it's not butter. Stick around, more Family Guy coming up.
A desperate hunt for any boyfriend follows, just to make Neil jealous in return, and she settles on a guy named Jake Tucker, who's clearly using her.
I want some babies. My dad lets me shoot at cats.
Oh, hi, Meg. Neil and I are celebrating our 2-week anniversary.
None of it works, and when normal methods fail to recapture Neil's attention, Meg does something that stops the episode cold.
Maybe someday we'll get married and you can go up on me.
Neil, I want to be your girlfriend.
What?
She signs the slavery contract herself, voluntarily putting herself into servitude for the Goldman family, because being a slave to her own stalker beats being ignored by him.
Neil, not so fast.
The Goldmans put her to work plowing their front yard. No other moment up to this point in the series exposes Meg's psychology so completely. Her need to be wanted burns so intensely and so all-consumingly that she will sign away her own freedom just to feel like somebody cares.
Boy, this was a better acquisition than I thought. We may even be able to put in some sorghum this year.
Even if that somebody is the guy who's been stalking her, and even if the cost is literal slavery. In Meg's mind, being wanted by a creep still ranks higher than being wanted by nobody.
Well, that's it then. We gotta find somebody to seduce Neil.
Oh, me?
Well, if not you, Lois, then who? Beverly D'Angelo?
Season 5, Episode 6, Prick Up Your Ears. Season 5 is where the show leans hard into Meg's unhinged side. And this episode launches that run in the strangest possible direction. An abstinence program sweeps through the school.
He's wrong because he wants to have sex and he's not married.
Bingo.
Wow, you're pretty smart.
And Meg, along with her boyfriend Doug, take the pledge to stay pure until marriage.
That's why we're going to be handing out these opal rings. These rings are a symbol of your commitment to refrain from till you're married. So what do you say?
Responsible teenagers, committed to doing the right thing, totally sincere about it. That sincerity lasts right up until they discover a loophole. Instead of traditional sex, Meg and Doug begin having what the show calls ear sex, which is not a metaphor or a euphemism. They are literally engaging in a physical act involving each other's ears as a way to technically honor the abstinence pledge while still doing something intimate, and the practice doesn't stay between them. Other students pick it up, and it spreads into a full trend across the school. Lois catches Meg and Doug in the act, and everything spirals from there.
Oh my God! You kids were doing it in the ear!
When the two of them finally agree to drop the charade and just be intimate normally, Doug sees Meg without clothes and bolts from the room immediately. He cannot deal with it.
Meg, I still cannot believe what you and Doug did last night.
Meg's response to all of this is to blame Lois for everything. Not Doug for running, not herself for the bizarre arrangement, just her mother for interfering.
Well, I don't care what you think. Doug and I are part of the Opal Ring Crusade, and this is how we choose to express our love.
What registers as truly SUS about this episode goes beyond the ear thing itself, strange as that already is. Meg's approach to intimacy and relationships is already so warped by this point that she'll twist any rule, exploit any technicality, and redirect blame onto anyone else when it collapses around her.
Doug, my mom's right. If we really care about each other, it's okay to have sex. We'll be safe. We'll use a condom.
Love on her terms is all she's interested in, no matter how alien those terms become. Season 5, Episode 8, Barely Legal. This is the one. Search worst things Meg Griffin has done on any corner of the internet, and this episode sits at the top of every single list without exception. Meg threatens to take her own life because she doesn't have a prom date.
All right, Meg, look, what if I drove you and walked in with you or whatever?
Brian, will you go with me?
And the family takes the threat seriously enough that Brian, the family dog, agrees to escort her just to prevent a crisis.
How do I look, Brian?
You sure do, Meg.
At prom, things go surprisingly well for a few minutes, with Brian getting drunk and standing up for Meg when Connie D'Amico starts mocking her.
You're popular because you developed early and started giving when you were 12, but now you can't stand to look at yourself in the mirror because all you see is a
Caught up in the moment, Brian kisses Meg and then immediately throws up right there on the spot. That kiss meant absolutely nothing to him, just alcohol mixed with bad judgment.
Morning, cutie.
Hey.
I had so much fun last night, Brian. Hey, I thought maybe we can go get some coffee later.
To Meg, that kiss meant everything. And from this moment forward, she becomes completely convinced that Brian is her boyfriend.
Brian's the first serious boyfriend I've ever had.
Meg, can I talk to you for a second?
Pursuing him with an intensity that blows past any definition of a crush, she bakes him a pie using what's implied to be her own hair as an ingredient, and not the kind that grows on your head.
Do you feel me, Brian? Do you feel me inside of you?
Uninvited appearances follow, refusals are ignored, and her behavior starts deliberately mirroring scenes from Fatal Attraction.
I made that for you, Brian.
Meg!
Look, you obviously didn't hear me yesterday, so I'll explain it again.
Brian eventually sits her down and tells her directly that he is not attracted to her and that nothing exists between them. And that's when it crosses every line the show has.
Won't be ignored, Brian.
Ooh, I like your...
Meg knocks Brian unconscious, stuffs him in the trunk of his car, drives to a remote location, ties him up, and begins stripping in front of him.
We're gonna have fun tonight. Good, old-fashioned, all-American fun.
What she's attempting is assault by any definition, and the whole sequence draws from a scene in The King of Comedy, played with full awareness of how disturbing it is.
Crap, what the hell is this? Brian, she's a teenager!
The Parents Television Council named this their worst TV show of the week it aired. Watch Mojo ranked Obsessively Went After Brian at #1 on their 2019 list of the top 10 worst things Meg has ever done, above the cult, above the stalking, above everything else on her record. What makes this truly SUS isn't the shock value alone. This is a full, sustained storyline where Meg progresses from lonely girl to kidnapper to attempted assailant in the span of a single episode. Not a cutaway gag, not a one-off joke, but a complete narrative arc.
Peter, hold on to that thought, because I'm gonna explain to you when we get home all the things that are wrong with that statement.
Brian escapes, the family moves on, and the next week everything resets like it never happened. But the audience never forgot this one. Before Barely Legal, Meg was the girl nobody liked. After it, she became the girl nobody should be alone with.
I get a little more comfortable. Meg, I've watched you grow up from a playful little girl into a very special young woman.
Season 5, Episode 9. Road to Rupert. Right on the heels of Barely Legal, the very next episode reveals another side of Meg that's almost as unsettling, just aimed in a completely different direction. Peter loses his driver's license and, with the Griffin family apparently out of alternatives, Meg becomes his personal chauffeur.
She's right here, Peter.
Meg?
Yeah, Dad. I don't mind driving you around till you get your license back.
What? Lois, this is the best you could do?
Peter, being Peter, turns this into a sustained nightmare for her almost immediately.
Dad, you left your apple juice at home.
I want apple juice!
You want to watch SpongeBob?
Yes.
His friends pile in and torment Meg non-stop while she drives them around.
Will you guys just up back there?
Oh.
Gross! Will you stop it? Stop it!
With Peter setting her hat on fire and Quagmire dumping beer on her head, treating her like a punching bag that happens to have a steering wheel.
What the hell is your problem, you dumb bimbo?
Meg absorbs all of it without complaint, without fighting back, just driving and letting them humiliate her the way she always does, swallowing it, stuffing it down, pretending none of it registers.
Meg, how could you do that? You should call that man and apologize.
Hey, don't you talk to her like that.
Anyone who's watched the show long enough recognizes this pattern, and they also know it has a breaking point. That breaking point arrives when another driver rear-ends her car and climbs out to start insulting her. Every ounce of repressed fury, every swallowed humiliation, every year of being the family's verbal punching bag erupts at once, and Meg beats this random stranger to an absolute pulp. Not a slap, not a shove, but a full, sustained, bloody beatdown that leaves the man on the ground.
I know there's probably a million things you'd rather be doing.
Are you kidding, Meg? I've had more fun with you than I did going to see Lost in Translation with Cleveland and Quagmire.
Peter witnesses the entire thing and, instead of being horrified, walks away impressed. So impressed that the two of them become secret best friends, based entirely on the revelation that Meg can unleash terrifying violence when pushed far enough. This episode confirms what Barely Legal hinted at the week before.
License back. You mean it? I'm free? No more getting driven around? Oh, sweet!
Meg isn't just desperate and obsessive. She's dangerous. A well of rage lives inside this girl that runs deeper than anyone in the family understands.
Who wants a glass of fresh lemonade?
Not me! What I want is a fresh glass of better daughter!
And this was just a random driver who said the wrong thing on the wrong day. The quietest person in the room isn't quiet because she's at peace. That quiet comes from holding something back. And when Meg stops holding it back, people end up on the pavement. Season 5, Episode 13, Bill and Peter's Bogus Journey. Season 5's final entry on the SUS list ties together every pattern we've watched develop across these 8 episodes, and it does it through a subplot that perfectly captures how far removed from reality Meg's love life has drifted. Meg fabricates an entirely imaginary boyfriend. Not a long-distance relationship no one can verify, not a guy from another school, but a completely invented person who does not exist in any form.
Meg, you are so full of crap. You're like those people who sit in Starbucks and publicly write on their laptops.
A public letter addressed to my boyfriend thanks him for making out with me recently on purpose, and those last 2 words tell you everything about where Meg's head is at this point. Someone choosing to kiss her voluntarily is so extraordinary in her world that it needs to be explicitly stated. Flowers she sends to herself keep the whole illusion propped up.
Check out my bulging rippliness. So I'll use Meg's laptop.
Dad, what the hell?
And then the episode gives us one more moment on top of all that. After Bill Clinton performs a saxophone set, Meg approaches him wearing nothing but a white bra and pink panties, in a reference to the movie Empire Records, attempting to seduce a former president of the United States.
Wow, Bill Clinton! Hey, can I get a picture of you on my cell phone?
Sure.
Think about the full arc these 8 episodes trace out. Season 1, Meg joins a suicide cult because someone invited her. By Season 3, her family is sending predators after teenagers to defend her honor. Season 4 brings slavery contracts signed for her own stalker. And by Season 5, she's kidnapping family members, beating strangers into the ground, inventing fake relationships, and trying to seduce world leaders in her underwear.
Know where I got that ring? Old Straddlin' Madeline Albright gave it to me.
Every single one of these moments flows from the same source. Meg Griffin wants to be wanted, noticed, desired, accepted, included. Any version of it will do. Nobody in her life has ever given her that in any real or lasting way, which means she's built the most warped, most desperate, and increasingly dangerous methods of chasing it down.
You know, I thought I'd be happy being with Neil, but I'm not. This is horrible.
Oh, sweetheart, we'll figure some way to get you out of this.
That's what makes Meg the most SUS character in Family Guy. One isolated crazy moment wouldn't earn that title. But every crazy thing she does connects back to the same wound, and the show keeps pressing on it, season after season, just to watch what comes out.